Already knocking things over. Well, hello and welcome to Stephen Allen, Almost Daily, the Friday edition. Yes, we don't always do Friday ones. And I like the way that it's slowly become the one that is not going to be particularly professional. If you've come here for the level of professionality, might be a word, can't remember, that we get on Tuesdays and Thursdays, well, you've come to the wrong place. That's right. So hello, welcome. It's Friday. As Proper Memes called it on social media, Friday Loose and Live.
Friday, live and loose.
Take that again. Friday, live and loose. It's the same thing. They're commutable, aren't they? It's effectively like multiplication. And is like addition. It's commutable. Anyway, try it again.
Friday, live and loose.
I like my Friday broadcasts like I like my stool. You didn't need to know. Anyway, so hello and welcome to the Friday version of this, the live stream. Maybe this ends up on the podcast channel, I don't know. So if you're watching this on YouTube, my word, you're watching it in the right place. If you're watching it live, then get involved in the thing. The chat is already kicking off. I've been in there myself today. Oh, Rodney's here. I'm live too. Are you loose, Rodney? Don't do pictures. I think we can't post pictures in the chat, and that's probably a good thing, given all the kind of stuff we ended up talking about yesterday. So look, so go a bit higher up. Joodles is here, but late. We all started a while ago, just chatting nonsense in here. Proper Meme says, soggy bottom is worse, says Paul Hollywood. I don't think Paul Hollywood really knows about soggy bottoms, and by that I'm implying that he's always dating younger women. It got away from me, that one, didn't it? Let's have a look. Joodles. Sinful Charlotte says, you're expelled for lateness. We can't afford to lose anyone from watching the live stream. Come on. I can't have fewer people. So who else is in here? Martin's here. How very dare you? There's top-notch chattage going on here. No, you're right. It is. This is the place to be. This is the best chat going on. Proper Meme says, there goes the can of Monster. Do you know what? Yes, it almost did. If you're interested in what I knocked over, I'm trying to tidy the desk, right? For those, this is very live and very loose, isn't it? This is as loose as Rodney's stools over here. Geez, you frit me, says Rodney. Did I? Not at this angle. I'm trying to tidy up the desk because at some point we're going to get the desk on screen. So we need to be able to, I have to clear everything out of the way. So a lot of rubbish. If you're interested in the kind of rubbish, I've got this. This is what I was given at a gig. Remember a few weeks ago I did a gig in Bournemouth, and it was a charity gig for a bowel cancer screening charity thing. And then we all got these goodie bags, and there was a cup in it. So I thought, honestly, not even trying to be silly, it was a thing to poo in. I didn't. It's not like I did that on stage. Even if it was the thing to poo in, I wasn't going to do it on stage. I'm just saying I probably made a bit of a fool of myself getting a goodie bag because they had some left over. Do you want one of these? Oh, yeah, I've been meaning to get something to poo in. Maybe I wouldn't have said that. But basically, I definitely walked out of that room being like, thanks, I'll poo in this later. It wasn't a stool test. It's just a cup. So I'm probably not going to be invited back. But also, weirdly, it's a units thing. If you would like, it measures out all the units. If you'd like to know how many units you should have, I don't drink, so this is literally the most pointless cup a man like me can have. But if I get given free stuff, it comes to the shed office. As we can see here, these shelves are absolutely ram-packed. I'm thinking of putting some like wallpaper or something on the inside of the shelves so you don't have the ability to zoom in and see what kind of nonsense I got in there. By the way, get ready for you can't quite see. That jacket is Christmas themed. It's going to get weird when we get later in the year. So anyway, if anyone wants one of those, there's that over there. The monster in the chat, by the way, we know that Charlotte she's got a monster right there. Proper Meme says 2 Steves and a cup. I mean, it literally was, wasn't it? How close? Just the one Steve. There's been cutbacks. Emsicles is here. Hi, Ems. 2 Steves, 1 cup. What is wrong with you people? You all want me to be doing this. This is why this stream has not taken off. I'm not giving you the content you want. And unless I buy more flax, I don't think I can give you the content you want. Speaking of which, you can't quite see it, but down there's my flax store. I buy it in bulk. Are you meant to measure it on the way in or the way out, says Martin. So look at the things. Well, it actually tells you percentage ABV. I think if you've got an actual ABV in your wee-wee, you definitely have a drink problem. I don't wish to judge people, but if your tinkle comes out fermented, You got a problem. Great minds, says Emsicles. Is it great minds or is it two slightly odd people who want me to do something in a cup? Two viewers, one Steve, and a cup. And some flax. This is... I'm not sure we should do live and loose. Well, don't tidy it now, says Martin. Good point. Maybe I shouldn't try and tidy up in the middle of stuff. Right. Also, seeing as we are doing energy drink of the day, because I've got one on the go, I don't know if you can tell, we've not done the theme tune for a while, so... Energy drink of the day, keeps the yawns and the slumps away. Crack the can, hear it fizz and spray. Wake me up, take me away. Whoa. Right there. It is live and loose, so you don't mind if I just take a few seconds to recover, do you? Ugh. Right, we're back. Today, I've gone for a classic. I am rocking a green Monster. And this takes me back to the early days of when I first got into energy drinks. I can give you the sample. Hang on. Tastes like Monster. Because it would be. This is the green Monster. I always do the sugar-free ones, right? Because I love the chemicals. Also, I don't want sugar. And it's good. It just takes me back to drinking cans of Monster. And I don't know if I ever told you the full story of how I got into being dependent. I used to write jokes for the Jamie Theakston breakfast show on Heart back when it was Jamie Theakston and Harriet Scott. And I took the job very seriously. So what you had to do was submit 10 pages of jokes every morning, topical jokes, for them to use on their breakfast show. And when we started out, there was like a team of writers, but people found it really difficult to write that many jokes about the news. And eventually there was two of us. There was me and Alex Lowe, who does Barry from Watford. He's a fantastic writer, far better than me. I was definitely the number two on that. I've been the number two on this show. Yeah. But so eventually we did a week on, week off. And I would work nights to try and make sure these were the most up-to-date jokes. I'd start work about 11 o'clock right through to 5 o'clock in the morning, send off the scripts. And that was it. And to do that, I had no caffeine in my life. I had to totally detox. There was no way to have caffeine and get enough sleep through the day to be able to work again the following night. So I did 3 years, 2 years-ish, 2 to 3 years with no caffeine. Then I lost that job. It was Emma Bunton's fault. I'll tell you that story another time. And then after a while, I was like, well, if I'm not working nights, I guess I got to have some caffeine again. And that was just in the back of my mind thinking, well, I quite like coffee. But for some reason, the first time I had caffeine back after 2 years of not having caffeine, me and the then partner went for a walk, just around like the woods or whatever. We came out of the woods. I've got the monster burps now. I do apologise. I came out of the woods into where there's a little budgeons. And I saw a can of Monster. I was like, I suppose I could have that. I had a can of Monster as my first re-entry after 2 years of no caffeine back into the shady world of caffeine. And you literally will not guess what happened. Because you probably imagine I then stripped down to my pants and vest and ran around like a toddler who's had sugar. Nope. None of that. I walked home after having this full can of Monster and I fell asleep. And to this day, I still don't know why. And apparently it's a thing that can happen. That you just get so much caffeine, your body just goes, well, this is ridiculous. And I had a great nap. And ever since then, I've been addicted to the caffeine. Well, we've not even covered any news yet. So have a look. Some of the comments here. Get a curtain and curtain rail to cover your secret drawers filled with creepy things. It would be good for the soundproofing, I suppose, but I quite like access to it. It's not in shot. The whole point of this shot is that you get to see behind the scenes, isn't it? I think that's what's going on there. We know a lady in Thailand, says Joodles, who could help with that neck. Tell me more. For £9, is it? Steve's rocking a green Monster and a can of energy drink. Hey, says Proper Memes. Martin's retracting a message. What have you done? What did you say? Chris Hood, Monster. Martin says, the green Monster's rocking a can of energy. Yeah, that's true, actually. I don't know who's in charge of this beast, who's steering the ship. I've got the same Monster, says Charlotte, as you, Steve. We're drinking from the same can. Not literally. No, Daddy, I do not share Monsters. Right, so let's kick off with today's stuff.
Headlines.
Headlines. Front pages, then. It's not loads. The Times. Income tax will go up. Reeves tells Watchdog. Ugh. I was hoping, and if you read my Substack, my theory was a very small theory, a mini theory, a sub theory on the way into the big theory. This was simply messing with our expectations. I thought there was going to be lots of news about income tax going up, electric vehicles being charged, so that when we actually get stiffed on something else, we'd be in the mindset of, well, at least we didn't have income tax coming up. It's not looking like that one anymore. And even then, I was prepared for the coverage afterwards when I would have said it's like being mugged by someone who tries to mug you and then says, actually, I'll only take half your money. You're like, oh, that's really fine. Thanks. Cheers for the... I was ready to push back. I don't even think I'll get to do that. I think we are going to be paying more income tax. But national insurance will be coming down. And here's the thing. Here's why we know that our tax system is a little too fancy, a little too complicated. You know, if I walked past you in the street a few weeks ago and went, income tax goes up, national insurance goes down, is that good or bad? You can't quite work. You have to sit down. You have to wall chart it, don't you? To work out who pays it, how much, what percentage, whether that percentage is based, does it have the allowance-y thing at the start? Oh, absolute messing. I didn't even realise that when you get really rich, clearly you've seen what I do for a living, I'm not up there, but as you earn above a certain amount, your basic allowance disappears as well. And I'm semi-embarrassed I didn't know that because I do talk about this stuff on TV. I'm more embarrassed that I don't earn enough to know that I might one day not get my basic allowance. Hey. So there's that front page. Oh, Andrew's Palace Pitch Business is shutting shop. Let's have a look at this one. I didn't read this one fully. The commercial arm of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Even then, I think we probably need to remove Mountbatten from his name. I know people think, has he not been punished enough? He's no longer the Duke of York. He doesn't use that title. I don't know. Did we officially strip that one? He's definitely had Prince stripped from him. I think we need to go further and punish him by getting rid of Mountbatten from his name. Because Andrew Windsor seems like he could have been related to Barbara Windsor. Do you know what I mean? But Mountbatten seems fancy and posh. Can we get rid of that, please? Can we look into that? There's no one stood over there. His entrepreneur's scheme has withdrawn almost all of its remaining funds as the king formally stripped his brother of his official title. I guess no one was going to go into business with him anyway. What are you doing these days? Oh, I'm on this entrepreneurial scheme with not Prince Andrew anymore. Oh yeah, what are you doing if you're going into business with Andrew? What is it? Is it deodorants for people who don't sweat? That doesn't check out. What is it? Britney Spears schoolgirl outfits? I don't know why I bring that up. I'm just saying. So there's that story. I'm not going to read all that, let's be honest. We can go across to the front page of The Mirror. Andrew Scandal just covered this one. But this is the US Congress We Request interview on Epstein under oath. You ain't going to get it, though, are you? Surely to goodness. I'm not a PR expert, but even I would say to Andrew Windsor, not saying Mountbatten, you got your bottom handed to you by Emily Maitlis. Don't go and be actually interviewed. Do you know what I mean? And this is a guy who left the Emily Maitlis interview saying, well, that went well. Wowzers. This is a guy who could go and face Congress and come back going, well, I think I'm absolutely... What do you mean prison? So let's see. Front page of the... Oh, this is the last one we're going to load in as well, because it's just an update on the prisoner. Here he is. One of the escaped prisoners, looking happy about it. Grinning... Can we even see? I think even if we zoom in, this is not a good image. But grinning Billy Smith laughed as he gave himself up. That's the weird thing as well. So far, the prisoners are 2 for 0 when it comes to actually catching prisoners. The state failed twice. The prisoners who were erroneously released caught themselves and handed themselves back in. Someone spotted the first one. Yeah, so the people. We have done more than the prison service has. In fact, this is what we talked about. Some of you might have seen the GB News the other day. The fact that the guy in the Chelmsford one tried to get back into prison 3 times means he was doing more of the prison service's job than the prison service. What a mess. That's the front pages. Charlotte says the Zoom feature is extra special on a Friday. It is. It's a Friday live and loose. Martin says, looks like he'd got out to have his teeth done. Off to Turkey. Hansy Windsor, says Martin. Can I get sued for that? No, I think we'll be absolutely fine. He's not going to bother suing me, is he? Imagine how much it would look like he has fallen on hard times. No longer a duke, no longer a prince, and bothering to sue someone like me. I think I'm absolutely fine. Emsicle says he needs to get an ad for Pizza Express. He doesn't he? Doing, massaging his dough balls or something. I'm not sure what it would be. Don't get me to write it. But, yeah. And maybe Andy W. can run a Trump casino for a week or two, says Chris Hood. Yep. I think we're up to date. I'm clicking the pen all the time. I was also given this free pen when I did that charity gig. I didn't try and poo on the pen, which is almost Dorset bowel cancer screening. This is actually to do with the thing. Is that how you do it? Do you like a little icing pipette? I don't know. Put that over there. That's not the pen I use, though. These free pens, I'll appreciate them, but these bad boys. I bought 3 titanium pens. Oh, they feel weighty. It's a strong metal. Yeah, sure, it oxidizes, but the oxidized coating is actually waterproof and airproof, so. Right, we're up to date. Let's do this.
Let's get inside the news.
Welcome back. Time to look. Have we got any other comments? Keep the comments coming through. Judel says 45 months free bed and board for Billy. I mean, I might take that too. And a bit of peace and quiet, which is what we talked about yesterday. He's loving it. Let's try and get through some of the stories. Has that pen been where we're all afraid it might have been? Not this one. If that helps answer your questions. UFO in hurry to get here. Previously, there you go, Martin. Previously on the show, we talked yesterday about Kim Kardashian being invited by this Harvard scientist to get involved in tracking down aliens, which, I used to think I was going to be a scientist, and it turns out if you want to be a scientist, you have to have a large bottom. Proper Meme says, got censored again in the comments. It's the algorithm, man. It's not me. We do not have staff censoring comments. Don't worry about it. So a mystery object feared to be an alien ship heading to Earth has unexpectedly picked up speed. Oh, yeah, we can get it on that as well then, can we? We'll get 3 points on your license, pal. Known as 3i Atlas, it's been racing at 130,000 miles per hour, but now NASA boffins, obviously this is from the Star, said it's now doing 152,000 miles per hour. They noticed it got an unexplained extra kick. Has it lost mass? Because, and hear me out, and this is not the humour people might have wanted from the thing. So, Newton's first law, body at motion or at rest will continue to do so unless force is acted upon it. And the force is proportional to, everyone says mass times acceleration, don't they? Force is mass times acceleration. No, wrong, bad, lose 3 points. Force is proportional to the rate of change of momentum. Now, obviously, if the mass stays the same, the rate of change of momentum is mass times velocity, is just the change of velocity, which is acceleration. I'll give you that. But what we're talking about here is an object that might lose some mass, yeah? So if the mass goes down, but your force has to stay the same, then your velocity has to increase. I'll turn to the comment section to try and see anyone prove me wrong. I don't think you will. Chris Hood says, more gravity, please. I should have done it with more gravity. Hey, being serious. You are not a salmon. Proper Meme says, Science Corner. If we did it often enough, I'd say, could I have a jingle, please? I feel disenfranchised, says Martin, previously. I don't think I can load in the jingles from the radio show for the live stream, but give me some time. Hang on. Send me the like. I reckon I could do that. We can get your jingles on here, don't worry. Just audio ones. Judel says, I did yesterday 2 p.m. all over Kate. What happened? What did you do? What did I miss out on? Sounds like fun. Martin says, it started venting before it got that close to the sun, which is a bit odd. Well, it's probably been watching this show. Not venting in that way. Oh, I see. All right, we'll try and do this. I need the big page for this one. It's probably, yeah, none of it's going to fit. So this, if you've seen this is a picture from the White House, the Oval Office, where some guy collapsed. And there you go. You're up to date with that. I've got the clip of it because something interesting happens. I should read you the story, I suppose, before we move too far on. Now go on, bit the story in. So an executive collapsed during a live press conference as Donald Trump looks on. The medical emergency happened yesterday in the Oval Office as health officials were announcing a deal on lower drug prices for... Now, it could be that if you tell someone who works in the pharmaceutical industry they might not be getting as much money, they go, oh, like that. Could be. Could be that, but it's probably not that. But I'm going to show you the video of the collapse. But don't watch the guy who collapsed. You can if you want. It's up to you if that's what you're into, weirdos. But have a look. Hang on, here it is. Have a look at RFK. Because his response, given that he is in charge of all this health stuff, his response is fascinating. Let's have a look. So there you go. Someone's giving it the old chit-chat. The old chin while there's RFK in the background. And then we start to realise someone's not feeling... Oh, what's happening there? He's falling. He's collapsing. And then RFK Jr. is like, bah! Out of here, suckers. So I mean, even Trump is standing up potentially to help. And everyone goes towards, how can we help him? And yet the guy in charge of health is like, screw you and your health. I'm out of town, my friend. Which is weird. I mean, maybe he thought there's some sort of anthrax attack. Maybe he thought there was a vaccine attack. Oh, I'm getting out of here. I don't want to accidentally catch something. If there was something nefarious going down, surely RFK Jr. would have been thinking, oh, I'll go and help this guy and then stand in the sun for a while, and that fixes everything. I also think it's weird that RFK Jr. normally likes a bit of roadkill, doesn't he? So if you see someone collapse, come on, man, don't pass it up. That's a meal. You got some nice burgers in there. Maybe that's what he ran off to get. He was off for some seasoning. Keep him warm. Have a look. The exec was promoting Ozempic. No wonder he felt a bit. It was a pharma boss, says Chris Hood, and it lost too much mass. That is the problem. Gravity took the best of him. Well, no, I suppose. Gravity, the gravitational constant, force equals mass times g, means that it's the acceleration, isn't it? It's in meters per second squared. Went down like Larry David, said Martin. Donald Trump looks like an orange ornament that I'd put on my Christmas tree. You could do. That'd be nice. RFK needed drugs, said Chris. I don't think he was going to go and get them, was he? He went to look for the cool box M schools. Exactly. There was meat there to be had. OMG, that's wild, says Joodles. He was off. He was not hanging around for any help, was he? I'm not catching any of that, says. That was me doing a stressed northern voice. I wasn't taking the mick out of RFK's voice. I'm going to get cancelled. Says proper memes. And he went to get cutlery. Exactly, Martin. He was having a nice snack there. Right, back into the news. Will this one fit in here? Not quite. So let's go big screen. Look at this. Lovely stuff. This is the story of a haul of rare Superman comics bought at a car boot sale thing for 20 quid, gone for £63,000. And let's just bring it back in. The only thing I wanted to say to you is, when was Gordon Brown Superman? I didn't realise he's even got the weird jaw thing going on. What happened? Is it only when he's in a kryptonite beam that he goes, slightly Gordon Brown? Yes. You're up to date? I got nothing else on that. Well done. You bought a comic. Made some money. In the comments section, what have we got? Donald's chocolate orange. Donald's chocolate orange pocket. I think we might have more merch to sell. I need to get a merch shop. And I feel bad for you because there's only like 3 people who watch this. So it really would be pressure on you to buy my merch. RFK cutlery for making your way through roadkill. Donald Trump's chocolate pocket. There are ideas. Gordon Brown was always Superman, says Martin. That is a unique political take that you don't often get these days. Why, did you not like pensions? And I'm proper loving it, says Charlotte. Says Joodles to Charlotte. What are we loving? Where have we got? We're getting spoilt today with a side cam. That's right. And why is Rob Beckett there too? Hang on. Folded it, but we can go back. Wrong one. A lot of teeth. Yeah. Who's this thing down here? I didn't even notice this. What's going on with that? That's one of them there aliens who's decided to speed up and get here quickly. That bigoted Lex Luthor. Says proper memes. Right, what else we got? Have I probably already wasted 25 minutes of your time I've wasted? I do apologise. We are live and loose, but even I'm thinking, how loose is this? For celebs pay £40,000 to clone their dogs and cats. The life after death is now possible as British pet owners increasingly clone their cats and dogs, forking out up to £40,000 for a copycat companion. If you've cloned a dog, you can shut up about cost of living crisis, because 40 grand get another dog that they're roughly the same. That wasn't meant to be a pun like the rest of them. Just get another one. What? Also, it's really unfair for the cloned one, because one of the major problems in any relationship is the lack of fulfillment of unspoken expectations. I've been through enough therapy to tell you that. And there's so many unspoken expectations on this dog. You'll be sat there going, well, the original one didn't do that. He don't know that, does he? He doesn't know that. It feels unfair. It'll get to the stage where, if someone has like a really nice steak, they'll be like, oh, I can just eat that again. And some posh person will be, well, let's do it. Let's clone it, grow it as another cow. When it's matured, we'll go exactly the same thing. Just get another pet. Because one of the things of animals, one of the reasons to get animals is to go through the grieving process, isn't it? That's why they say you should get pets when your kids are relatively young, so that at some point they'll learn to love this thing, it will die. And pets are a great way to explain about life, death, and grieving to kids. Now, what you shouldn't do is buy a hamster and just get rid of it on the first few weeks. And they didn't tell me that. If they'd have explained that, I would not have done that. Anyway, what we're doing. Loose and lift. Is it? Alien News says, yes, we are back to Alien News. Judel says, that's the easiest 40k anyone ever made. Yes, madam, I promise. I spliced the old one's genes. You're right. Yeah, this goldfish. Exactly the same goldfish. This is an interesting one. I'm in a lot. Charlotte says I'm in a lot of pain today, so I need the laughs. Too much loose lifting yesterday. Are you in pain? I'm not sure. I'm not a qualified doctor, but I'll try and help. This is my favourite story of the day. A rare condition left a bloke having hallucinations of a woman with Baywatch-style boobs for 10 days after his eye surgery. And I was wondering where one would get this surgery. Just asking for a friend. Retired teacher, good. It's a good job he's retired. Last thing he wants to do is weird science his way through a high school. He had laser eye surgery on his right retina to remove scar tissue caused by diabetic retinopathy. But just 6 days after the op, he got a saucy surprise, spotting a pair of boobs in the corner of his right eye. And I suppose it makes sense. When you stare at a light for long enough, you look away, they could do the same. Like when they're doing the thing with the laser, they could shape the laser into the little, while we're here, let's just do whip, whip, bunk, bunk, and then, gives you something to focus on, doesn't it? Did the leader of the Green Party do the operation? Yeah, look into the eyes, don't look around the eyes, boobs. Joodles, how come this one is male? A science, is it? It's all about the science. Let's have a look. So after 6 days of the operation, the buxom hallucination was even there when he closed his eyes. I mean, it seems like... Because I'm sure there are pain-killing chemicals that are released when a gentleman looks at a lady. So it feels like you built in... It's better than taking 2 paracetamol, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I'm up to date. Right. Martin says they've caught the second prison escapee. That's 1-3 for the system. Oh, what a great score. I did this thing when I was on with Bev on their late night edition. This whole story shows us how we're not being kept safe at every single level, isn't it? Because these are people who have managed to get in because the border is not defended, and then they've managed to commit crimes, which means they weren't kept safe then. And then eventually they managed to go through the court system and get sent to prison, but then get let out. And then as they're escaped, can't be found. I'm not feeling incredibly safe. Proper Meme says, Buxom Hallucination was my stripper name. That's not, it's pretty good. Nothing wrong with that. Look, I don't want to be harsh. I'm a late in life dad myself, but look at this. Kelsey Grammer, ecstatic dad at 70. Kelsey Grammer said, They're ecstatic about the new baby boy at the age of 70. Let's just do the obvious joke, something about crying, sitting around in nappies, and so's his son. The Frasier star welcomed son Christopher into the world last month and insisted his other loved ones, including 3 children, 4 grown-up offspring, are happy with the news. Are they really? Are they? Or are they thinking what's in the world now gets divided by n+1, where n was the number of children? The family's ecstatic. We're all really having a great time. And even I worry that the age I was, mid-40s, when my son was born, there's loads. I've already been through the one where someone asked me, someone thought I was my son's granddad. On Saturdays, you used to take him to this football thing. And he was playing around. He was only 2 at the time, so it was absolutely pointless. And there was a bit where some bloke said, "What's his dad like then? Is he sporty?" What do you mean? What? I'll tell you what his dad's like. He's a bit miffed at this conversation. But also not sporty, so fair enough. I mean, maybe it's because I'm old and I look like I could be a grandfather, or maybe he looked at me like, "Why are you anywhere near football?" Probably could be that. Chris Hood says, was it a grudge pregnancy? Someone had it in for him. Oh, God, yeah. But he won't have to do all the heavy lifting, will he? He can't do all the heavy lifting. Just another one to split the inheritance. That's the thing, isn't it? It's a denominator issue. Right. What else have we got left to do? I really did not pay attention, so I don't know what a lot of these stories are. Oh, side hustlers are raking in £5,420 per year on average, a study says. I shouldn't have even included this one. The only reason I thought of including it is just to feel bad about... I mean, this is technically my side hustle. It's not bringing in £5,420 per year. Shout out to Single Step, who on Ko-fi gave me a donation. Thank you very much. And I'm not saying you should have given me £5,000. But you didn't. That's fine. But no judgment. I'm grateful for whatever. I'm not getting £5,000. But folk are pocketing around £452 extra per month. Millennials bring in the most. Well, they're all on OnlyFans, aren't they? That's what it is. The side cam hustle. Do you reckon I could make... I have the technology to leave a side cam stream available. We could do that if you wanted. So everyone could watch the main one, but there'll be another stream where all you get to see is no headlines, just side cam via OnlyFans. Would it get me £452? Nope. Meghan in the news. Meghan Markle has been spotted on the set of her new Hollywood movie. The Duchess of Sussex is to play herself, which is the kind of thing one could do on OnlyFans. Playing with it? No, not playing with, isn't it? I suppose. That's the difference, isn't it? I got confused between a verb and a phrasal verb there. It happens a lot. We've done science. We might as well do pedantic grammar. Playing with is a phrasal verb, isn't it? It's acting as a phrasal verb because playing is so different to playing with. Like knocked, past tense of a verb, knocked out, phrasal verb. If only that was the kind of stuff that could get viewers. It's a very niche audience. Do you want to see someone go off on a tangent about grammar? No one ever does. A low flow stream, says Chris Hood. Wrong one. Yeah, not a bad idea, is it? Side cam on the red button. Well, if that's what you do when you're watching side cam doodles. Sorry, that's the cheekiest joke I've ever done. It's like Sky's multicam in sports. Yeah. I've got enough upload capacity to give 2 streams here. I think Meg's new role is too challenging for her skills, says Proper Memes. And if you don't get that joke, it's because she's playing herself and she has to act being herself while delivering other words. I still think she's probably good at saying words that aren't necessarily true ones. Love the side cam. It's like Steve's alter ego. It's because we're stupids. That's what it is. Are you saying this? On the main cam, I'm Gollum. On this, I'm Smeagol in it. Or is it the other way around? Smeagol and Allen. In Gollum, because we're stupids. We want it. Tangents are more for the geometry nerd. Well, we've already talked about differentiation, haven't we? The differential of dmv over dt. That's first level differentiation. That tells you what the gradient is at that value. Please, can someone make a pedantic grammar jingle? I wish I could correct that, Joodles, into. There's got to be like, please can make someone. But you got it right. Darn it. If you'd have ended that with a preposition, I would have been all over that shop. Yay for the Gollum.
Because we're stupid.
Well, that was unsettling. Thank you, Martin. I think you're right. It was very unsettling and live. I didn't even show you this news story, did I? I've screwed it up now. It's going to be a tremendous Christmas, with a fifth of Brits branching out by putting up 3 or more festive furs this year. What? Why do you want 3 trees, you fools? Nearly a third of us plan to have 2. Oh, now we're getting to discrete maths. With a living room, dining room and hallway the most popular. Why? Luxury artificial Christmas trees and decor brand Baltham Hill. A study said that as many as 18 people. One Christmas tree. That's all you need. Because all they do is slowly shed needles all over the place. Evergreen my backside. Not sure if we'll get away with this joke, but no one's watching, so it's fine. 3 Chinese astronauts stranded in orbit after their return capsule was hit by a mini space rock. Oh, no. They were due to return on Wednesday. They're going to be up here for longer. And apparently, because of this delay, we're now all entitled to free prawn crackers. Is it too much? I feel like that joke's okay, but on some level it's not. Joodle says, my mate already has 3 trees up. Why? What? It's just about having a place to put your presents, isn't it? What precious Kofi money has in its pocket? Yes, I should be doing that in the voice.
Precious Kofi, because we want it.
Yesterday you got almost a Morgan Freeman to get today you're getting almost a Gollum. I feel you shouldn't really complain, should you? Jewel says, I was hoping to encourage PM. Oh, I see. Yeah. Martin's going humbug. And the middle classes don't see the Christmas trees for the forest. You might as well do the accent as well now. No, I don't think I will, actually, Martin. Thank you for the great advice that I'm sure would really help my career, but I probably won't do it. We also need a Today in Middlesbrough jingle for Ems. Good point, well made. Listen, we're down to the last story. Any questions you'd like me to deal with, you better slap them in there now. But don't worry, Martin, we're nearly done. I know normally he runs out of time to watch this faff, doesn't he? But whoop. Shabby Cabby's banned. Well, now we're back into headlines that don't make any sense. They just sound nice. Taxi drivers have been banned from wearing jeans, tracksuits and trainers by fashion police. And you think, is this in some sort of far-flung country? This is Highland Council, traditional standards. It's just been the Highland, I guess. The city of Inverness. Cabbies are asked to wear a shirt, preferably with a tie, trousers. Look, I suppose I wouldn't disagree with the idea of asking them to make sure they're wearing trousers, but anything. Don't do like we all did during the pandemic and go sans kex, which was also one of my usernames. No. If you're wearing trousers, it's up to you what you're going on there. Yeah, I don't need fancy dress ones, do you? But anyway, there's shoes or a skirt or trousers and a blouse for women. Women taxi drivers, you sure? In the city of Inverness. Someone from the trading standards said the dress code is a condition of the license and does not include denim. You're not allowed to wear jeans. Sydney Sweeney would not allowed to be a taxi driver in Inverness. Are you mad? Doesn't include T-shirts, football strips. I mean, it's fair enough, or any other sports-related shirts. Ridiculous. I don't care I don't even look. Do you peek around the front to see what they're wearing? It's no doing me. Anyway, you're up to date. Some questions coming in. I'm sitting here chuckling away to myself, says Chris Hood. Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. That was the goal. So look. And Martin says, Steve, did you get the Star Wars crawl? I did. I couldn't find out where your London gig was. Your website didn't say. I wasn't sure where it was. And thankfully, I didn't tell you because I got moved. We'll do the plugs in a minute, but I was meant to be at the 7 Dials, and now I've been moved to somewhere else. But thank you, I did. I forgot to load it in. We could have done it. Charlotte says, Joodles. Oh, you're meant to be asking me questions. Why? You're asking each other questions. Whose show is this? What do you mean, not mine? What? Why do I ask these questions? Joodles, have you seen the absolute gem Steve's done with his Dolly Parton songs? If not, go and find them. If you think some of the AI on this will freak you out and make you have nightmares, you should see me doing a face swap with Dolly Parton. Yeah, that'll cure you. That guy who was seeing boobs all the time, that would have fixed him right up. Joodle says, I have a question that I think only you can answer, Steve. How does one differentiate between a geek and a nerd? Well, DG by DN. I imagine that's what that would be. You just have to define your terms. Where else are doing calculus jokes? No wonder I'm not successful. I don't know. I think one of them's cool, isn't it? So like geek chic. So people wearing glasses were faking geekery. Do you remember that phase where people would have like glasses on their t-shirts and glasses with nothing in them? And there was kind of a geek chic. So looking like a nerd makes you a geek. Being a nerd means you actually know stuff. Is that right? One of them has a whiff of cool and the other one doesn't. One of them is I kind of dress all quirky. Look, I'm dressing like I know books. And the other one is I spend a lot of my time rewatching episodes of Star Trek Voyager. I've actually tried to make my way through Enterprise because I know we've gone off another tangent here, and that tangent at the value of, or specified value is equal to DG by DN. Someone was saying, actually, you should watch Enterprise, Steve, if you like all the Trek stuff. And I've tried. I'm like six episodes into season 1. I've still not. I don't think I was wrong. And I'll tell you what the problem is. It's Jolene Blalock. Everyone thought she was like the new 7 of 9. Like, oh, I'll be like that guy with his laser eye surgery. Enjoy the look. Every scene she's been in so far, she just does the same face. It's not acting. Even I do about 3 different faces. I got that one. Do you know what I mean? Judel says I shall do. Okay, I'll track them down for you. They were a long while ago, but I'm not sure. Make sure you've eaten first, because you might not have meals for a while. Math or maths, says Chris Hood. Maths. The reason Americans say math and we say maths is because we have more of it. We have plural, where they just have a math. Apparently, Geeks v Nerds, geeks get it done. Oh, okay. And we're on the final season of Stargate franchise. Any good? Should I? I don't know. I just every so often I'll rewatch the episode of Voyager where the Doctor has to pretend to be other people because he's like a spy. That's basically my favourite episode. Every so often I'll watch Once More with Feeling, the musical Buffy episode. Oh, that's a good one. That's all I get time to watch. Meghan Markle can get a part in Enterprise. What, the car hire firm? I bet she would, wouldn't she? And that's about it. I think we're up to date. Thank you very much. We do, if you don't mind, have to do a quick plug of where you could see me. I know no one will. I've not even written out new plugs because it's the same as when we last did it. But, really should have tidied up this place. But we do get to do this. Ooh, Firefly. We'll talk about that in a second.
Here are the plugs where you can see Steve and Helen all this week.
Right. Plugs. Tonight, Willingham in Cambridgeshire. There you go. Saturday, Times Radio. That's just 5:30, just after 5:30. I'm on with Aisha Hazarika. I get to be on the comedy panel. It's nice because I'll be in town already to then go to London Comedy Carnival at the Conduit. So I was originally doing a different Comedy Carnival one. Got moved across. That's all right. Other stuff? There's not a lot of other stuff. Ko-fi, but thank you very much to shout out to Single Step on Ko-fi. Thank you for that. I'll try and write more stuff on substack.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. You're up to date. And Marty says plugs out. Thank you. I feel like I could do branded plugs, but I'm not sure that's the kind of merch people would buy. No one really swaps plugs anymore, do they? I'm talking electrical, of course I am. And Emsicle says Spike or Angel. Oh, interesting. I guess Spike. I found Angel was just originally written as just too much of a brooding character. Do you know what I mean? The spin-off, I should rewatch the spin-off Again, mainly for Fred, but I don't have free laser eye surgery giving me pictures like that. So I've never seen the final series of Angel because I don't know. I think I moved away from home when we couldn't get it on. Was it on Sky? Oh, it was a Channel 5 thing, wasn't it? But I've seen all of them. But then Fred becomes a different character, doesn't she? She gets infected by some demon or something. Never saw it. Basically, I think they just changed her eyeshadow. It's the special effects of the 90s, man. Judel says this isn't creepy at all. What? This level of dancing could get me on Strictly. And not enough there for a crawl. That's exactly the problem. I need to get more work. I've been saying that for a while. The 3-pin Allen, Martin says. Yeah, you could brand on the back of a plug. Air freshener plugs. Why do you think this show should be synonymous with needing an air freshener? I'll have you know, it's fragrant in the shed. I've got 2 different reed diffusers, and not that we need them, I'm giving them. When I did that, when Emma B, but the radio presenter one, hosted a political debate night before the election, I got given a free reed diffuser. Every one of these gigs that gives me free stuff, it just gets piled up in here. A lot of notepads as well. I can't reach it from here. I got a lot of notepads given to me. A lot of people thinking I need to write more. I think that's what's happening. Air conditioner. This is the best air in the entire house. Strictly Come Dancing says proper memes. You zetty, oh man. Energy drink scented air freshener, says Emsicles. I think you're onto something. Yeah. If you want your home to smell like kicking out time of a nightclub, a lot of Red Bull and tears. That's the brand I think I could go for. Red Bull and tears. Proper Memes says you could do a raffle with the freebies. I could do. Yeah, could do. Could just keep them as well. But thanks for your suggestions. You're nicely up to date. Thank you very much for watching the Friday Live and Loose. I think we're done. We'll try and do it again on Tuesday, when by then I might have read some news stories and had some proper ideas of things to do. Thank you for all the comments. Subscribe wherever you can subscribe. Smash the bell. Do whatever. Click the subscribe. Hit the thing. Pop your thumbs up. Red Bull and Tears, says Joodles. Yeah, that should be the title of my next album. And now you give me the idea of doing an album. Because we're living in a world where being able to sing should not be a restriction. Interesting times. All right, well, we'll see. Sorry, Charlotte, that might mean I'm singing again. Hit the thumbs up. Enjoy yourself, whatever you get up to. And, which is the one that plays us out. Until next time.
Here comes the news with a twist and a grin. Stephen Allen diving in again. Almost daily, but always sharp. He'll hit your brain like a lightning storm.